Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. We got episode 8 of the podcast. Happy Halloween. We didn't have an episode on Halloween. We had one right before and this one, so kind of right after. So I didn't get to wish you guys a happy Halloween, but happy Halloween. We posted up some Halloween tattoos on the page. We got RJ Hampton, obviously, with his whole sleeve he's got going. And then LeBron is also working on his horror sleeve, which, I mean, is so fucking dope to see the king LeBron, go and get some new tattoos later on in his career. The Austin Rivers podcast is doing great. Austin really spoke about everything. So if you haven't listened to that one yet, shoot back over, listen to that one quick, and then come back and listen to this one. We spoke to Anfernee Simons today. He's been playing fucking great under Chauncey Billups over at Portland, and he's our third Trailblazer on, so shout out the Portland Trailblazers. Anfernee was a super dope guy, spoke about how he got super blasted over 1 year, and just his whole thought process behind his tattoos and just tattoo culture in general. So hope you guys enjoy. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. What's up, guys? This is your host, Matt Mangano. Make sure to follow, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. And we also have a YouTube channel, so head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Inked NBA podcast. We're here with our special guest, Anfernee Simons, today. Anfernee, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
So we had two other Portland Trailblazers on this podcast. Now this is our third Portland Trailblazer, so shout out to the Trailblazers. And you're new to the tag game, right? This was your year, your first year where you really went and you experimented and you went and got tattoos. So my first question for you is just why was it the year to get tatted for you?
It's just something I was always thinking about doing. I just didn't know what to get, so I think it took me a couple of years to really think about what I wanted to get because my whole philosophy of getting them was like it had to mean something when I'm old too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like something I'm just young and getting tattoos or stuff I cared about then, but like something I was gonna care about 50 years from now when I still have it on my body. So that's kind of the thought process of me getting them. And I just, decided to go all out. I didn't want to get like little small tattoos, so I just wanted to go all out.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that too. So it wasn't like you went, and you got, like you're saying, one piece. You came back, you went, had the summer, came into training camp, full sleeve. Mm-hmm. How was the reaction from teammates when you walked in on the first day with the sleeve?
No, a lot of them were surprised. They saw on Instagram too, like kind of our progression a little bit, but they were surprised because nobody assumed that I would get it. People ask me all the time, like before then, like, we're gonna get tattoos. I used to always say no. So it was kind of a shock to them.
I seen the clip. Dame was in an interview and someone asked him about your tattoos, and he was like, yeah, he was such a baby, and then he came in, now he's a grown man. I thought that whole clip was funny.
Yeah.
So as the younger guy on the team, right? You go out and you get the sleeve. Do you have like influences on the team itself? Like you see Dame has a shit ton of hard tattoos. Like, is he someone that like influenced your to like want to get tattoos?
I wouldn't say he influenced me to get the tattoos. It's pretty cool to see his thought process behind them. That's what I'm most admired by that all of his tattoos kind of mean something to him. And like based off where he's from, his family members, his children, his neighborhood he's from, they all mean something to him. They all is going to carry weight when he's, older. That's my biggest thing when it comes to getting tattoos. Like, I feel like it has to mean something to me even when I'm older. So that's, like I said, that's kind of my inspiration behind that too.
And are there any players at all, or like guys in sports or artists that you've ever gotten inspiration from?
Obviously you see a lot of guys with like a lot of tattoos. Like, you just not really in sports. Obviously, like Allen Iverson was the first to really break out a lot of tattoos. Then you got people like that went all out, like Birdman. Was like a crazy amount. No, it was just like my dad has tattoos, so like I always like kind of looked at his and see what I was gonna get. One of my tattoos I got is kind of like the same tattoo. I mean, a lot of people have like the little praying hands tattoo, but one of the reasons I really got it is because he has one too. So,
dope.
So that's kind of one tattoo that kind of represents something.
So let's get into your tats, the stuff you have. So start from the top. I know you just said the praying hands, and so that's a matching tattoo essentially with your dad, which is sick. And then what else you got on that arm?
I have the praying hands and I have a cross right under it. And then right like in the crease of my arm on the elbow area is like Interstate 4 from Orlando, and that's the main interstate in that area. So and then I have my skyline of the city where I'm from. It's in Orlando. It's called Altamonte Springs. There's a skyline. It says 407 at the top. That's the area code. Has like a Ferris wheel to represent the Orlando Eye. It's like a big Ferris wheel that's in Orlando. Obviously palm trees. And then on the inside of my forearm is a family tree. It has my sister, my mom's, and my dad's name on the family tree. And then instilled in the roots of the tree is one of my favorite Bible verses, Jeremiah 29:11. So that's kind of like, I wanted this arm to be kind of like the foundation of who I am. Is my left arm. And then I haven't decided what I'm doing with my right arm. I think I'm gonna do more portraits on my right arm to represent like, inspiring figures on my right arm. It's kind of like how who has a like that Lonzo got a
So yeah, he has the whole like
so,
black excellence sleeve.
Yeah, so I like that one. And then on the inside of our arm, it says "Stay hungry, stay humble." That's kind of something my mom always told me when I was younger, growing up, to continue to stay hungry and stay humble. So most of them are just all the stuff that represents me, kind of like the foundation of who I am. I still haven't finished my arm yet, but I think probably this summer I'll finish it and fill it out.
So you're talking about like you have this whole plan, right? For obviously you're gonna add more ink. It sounds like. Do you have any spots where you're like, nah, I'm not like, let's say your face, your hands, your neck. Are you like limiting any spots for tattoos, or are you just gonna see what happens?
Ideally, I want to just do like both of my arms. Maybe I'll get order my chest and like the top side of my back. I probably won't touch anything other than that. Like I wouldn't touch my face, neck, legs. I'll just do kind of like the top half of my body.
And so for someone that like when you went and you got your first piece, were you nervous going into it? Were you like, what did you think about tattoos? Were you like, oh shit, I don't know if it's gonna hurt? Did it end up hurting? Like, how was your experience with your first tattoo?
Yeah, I mean, I got mixed reviews. People said like it was gonna hurt. A lot more people said it was gonna hurt, but I kind of judged, based off like who they were. Like, okay, is this guy gonna think like something's gonna hurt or not? You know what I mean? So, I think I was really thinking like what my dad was gonna say, because he could take pain pretty well, and I think I could take pain pretty well as well. So, when he says it's gonna be all right, then I knew I was gonna be fine. I was getting my first one was on my like outside of my forearm, so that was not like a bad area to get a first tattoo. So it didn't hurt at all, honestly. It really didn't start hurting until I got to my wrist. Wrist hurts bad. That one hurts pretty bad.
So did you do I know obviously the forearm piece, I remember seeing that first with like the rest of the arm clean. But then the other pieces, did you go into that all at the same time, or was that different sessions?
So I did the forearm piece that you saw first, the outside of the forearm, the skyline. And then I think I did the forearm after that with the tree and the Bible verse. And then I got another small tattoo that's like it's a sign of a park that I used to play basketball at. When I first started playing basketball, it's called San Leandro Park. I got the park sign on the kind of outside of my arm, outside of my forearm. And then that's when I got the top piece with the I-4 signal and the praying hands. And I added another street sign in my grandma's house, Ford Avenue, on the inside of my arm as well. I kind of did all those at the same time in one session. That was pretty intense.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. So what's like the time on that? What's your like longest session so far?
Ooh, the person I went to, like, he's in Miami. He does them fast. I'm not gonna lie. Like I tell people how fast it. Like my forearm one took. My first one, like the skyline one, it only took like 2.5 hours. And so it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, all of these probably like my whole arm so far probably took a total of probably like 7 hours, 8 hours, 7.5 hours total, which is not bad at all. I know some people like are on a chair. I mean, they're not really like crazy detailed, but like a portrait would be. But
Hmm.
yeah, I know people that stays in a chair for like 15 hours.
Yeah, some crazy shit. We talked to Austin last week, Austin Rivers, and he said his shoulder piece, he was sitting in the chair for 40 hours,
See, yeah,
like
I don't know if
collective
I could
between
do
like a
that.
few days. Yeah. So that's
When I
yeah, wild.
yeah, when I was doing my shoulder when I was for some reason like the shoulder one hurt pretty bad too. A lot of people say the shoulder doesn't hurt. My shoulder was hurting. I was I almost tapped out on that one. I ain't gonna lie.
And are you asking like teammates? Like were you asking like guys on the team that are tatted if it's gonna hurt or not, or just like friends?
I was just asking like people who got like tattoos. I asked Nas. I asked Nas if it was gonna hurt. Then I asked like my sister has a couple tattoos. She doesn't have many, but she had obviously she had more than me at the time. So I asked her. Asked my
Hmm.
dad obviously. This kind of people close to me that have a lot of tattoos or have some.
Yeah. So as like you're super young, right? I did a little research and I realized you're younger than me. So I'm 22. I'm born in May though, so you're a little bit younger than me.
Mhm.
When you were in high school and stuff like that, were you trying to like kind of like were your parents ever like, nah, you gotta wait to get your tattoos, or were you always able to like kind of get them and you just waited till you got to the league?
Ooh, I never really asked. I think that was just a thing that like I knew I couldn't get a tattoo like at the time, so I was like, I'm not even about to ask. So like, but then I like at the time I really didn't want any tattoos. At the time, this like when I first like this tattoo thing is like started like maybe like a year ago. That I was really thinking about it, thinking about ideas to get, and then as
Hmm.
soon as off season come, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And, like I just one of those things that was like sudden at the moment. I just hit up the tattoo guy in Miami. It was like when you're available, and I was down there 2 days later getting a tattoo.
And did you plan to do everything, or when you went to the guy, you were just thinking about the forearm, or in your head you were already like, yeah, I'm doing the whole arm?
So as soon as I got the first one, I knew it, and then the forearm one was completely planned. Um, and then the family tree was planned. Everything else was like, okay, let's do this right
Yeah, yeah.
here, and then all the praying hands and stuff happened.
So you start to see like that kind of like addiction people talk about. Like when you
Oh
get a
yeah, for
tattoo, it's
sure.
like, yeah, it's like shit. I want to do, I want to do this. I want to do this. Um, so I got a question for you. When you play, are you gonna be wearing like an arm sleeve, or like are you looking to leave that arm open where you could see it? Because I know to start this season, you've been wearing an arm sleeve, right? That's covering the ink a little bit. Does that ever like go through your mind where you're like, shit, I kind of want to show off the new tats?
No, not really. Like I mean, you can see the top half of my arm, but I plan on getting
Hmm.
another sleeve on my right arm. So I'm like, I'm not even worried about it right now. Um,
Yeah.
so like when I have my sleeve on, like I leave like the Jeremiah 29:11 showing a little bit. That's it. That's pretty much it. Now, other than that, like the top half, you obviously see my top half of my arm, but I mean, I'm really not really like too infatuated about like really showing them off. I think like when people will know, like I got a lot of tattoos just off like my Instagram and stuff. They see it a little bit, but
Hmm.
I'm not into the full like completely showing my tattoos. And like it's just like
Okay.
if people see them, they see them.
Yeah, yeah. And then what about we ask like everybody this when they come on. What's your spending point at right now? How much have you spent on your tattoos?
Man, people gonna think I'm crazy, but not. I it didn't take long, and it wasn't that expensive. Like this whole arm probably took cost like let's see, maybe $1,000.
For the whole arm?
Yeah, so far.
Damn,
Like,
okay.
and I had a good moment because the dude, he's kind of like the dude I got a tattoo from. He kind of like he's I won't say he's new, but like he's not like has a high profile tattoo artist
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some other people are. So like at the time, like when I hit him up, he was randomly just like handing out tattoos for like cheaper at a cheaper price for like
Yeah.
just that week. So I was like, I gotta take this opportunity to go and get it in. So I went there 2 days later and got like my skyline tattoo was like maybe 275. So it was like I got to be back here down here next week to keep on with this with this deal I got. Yeah.
So when you were saying that you like once the off season came, you were like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So are you looking at when you get your tattoos? Are you making sure like it's in an off season or like all-star break, just like when you're not really like too busy with the season?
Yeah, for sure. I think about doing an all-star break when I've had some time, but other than that, like off season is my time to get them all in at one time. So.
Is there a guy? I got two questions. Is there a guy on the team that you have where you're like, all right, they kind of got like who has the best ink on the team besides yourself?
I would say Rocco's new stuff is nice. At first I didn't understand it because like from afar it looked like a whole bunch of stuff on his stomach, but the hieroglyph is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dame got some really good nice tattoos. His portraits are done perfectly. The ones on his forearm,
well, those are all done
and stuff.
Yeah, those are all done by Steve, right? Steve Wiebe, I believe.
Oh yeah,
done by him.
Yeah. Steve is, he's probably the best right now.
Yeah,
that I've seen. At least when it comes to portraits. Yeah, and then
I like B-Mac's back. Ben McLemore's back. He's nuts.
Yeah. He has a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Yeah, neck down, fucking everything.
Yeah, he's completely covered. Rocco gonna be like that too. Very soon when you give him a chance. And then Nas tattoos is nice as well too.
And then what about outside of the team? Is there any guys like in the league in general that you kind of like give the nod to with like having some dope tattoos?
Like Zoe's arm is nice. It's done. I like his Black Excellence arm piece. That's a nice one. Who else? D'Angelo Russell has some nice tattoos.
Yep, that's one of my favorites. I love D'Lo's ink.
Yeah, he got some good ones. Oh, this is tough. There's a lot of people that get some nice work done. Jordan Clarkson got some great ideas on his.
Yep, he's been going crazy too.
Yeah, I necessarily wouldn't put it on my face, but I mean, the tattoos, like, I mean, it's for him, so they look good. DeMar got some nice ones too. I like DeMar. Yeah. I like his Joker tattoo. That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, and he has sort of like you were saying that Dame has and now that you have. He has like his other arm is kind of like his. I know his house is on it. His portrait of his dad. Like he has a bunch of stuff where it's just like sentimental to him on one arm. And then the other arm's kind of just like cool stuff he enjoyed.
Yeah.
So this is just a general question, and then we'll wrap things up. But how has everything been with Chauncey Billups, with a new coach, with you as a guard? Like, how great has that been? And just how has that whole experience been so far in the beginning of the season?
No, it's been great. Chauncey's a great guy. He's just a great guy to talk to and learn from. And obviously, he's been through, my position, my situation, playing the same position as me. So, he's teaching me a lot. He coaches me very hard. And that's what I want. So like he's taught me everything. He gives me the freedom, gives me the confidence to go out there and play my game. So that's the thing that's been helping me a lot, to start the season. And he's going to keep getting better. He's like I said, he's a great guy. So I enjoy being coached by him.
That's fire. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on. Good luck with the rest of the season. You've been killing it. I watched, your last 2 games. I seen you were on ESPN, mic'd up, all that. You're killing it. Good luck for the rest of the season. I hope you're the best.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
What's up, guys? This is your host, Matt Mangano. Make sure to follow, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. And we also have a YouTube channel, so head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button.